This Travis Kelce, Andy Reid thing is a total nothing burger to me. It's a complete, it doesn't interest me very much. For those who missed it, big, huge catch and run. Mecole Hardman, just catch actually, no run. Mecole Hardman, Chiefs get the ball inside of the 10, hand the ball off to Isaiah Pacheco, first and goal. And then all of a sudden Isaiah Pacheco fumbles it away. And after that play, kind of a couple plays later, the cameras in the broadcast had caught on the sideline Travis Kelce real frustrated, real mad at Andy Reid. He is barking at him. He is bellowing at him, and he gets up in his grill. He gets into his chest, right? And he's got a super big angry face on, and Andy's just like totally not prepared for it, nonplussed. They didn't notice it, and Andy gets knocked off balance. He goes careening off to the side, and like another coach grabs Travis Kelce and whatever. Kelce was really upset, as we kind of found out through the reporting during the game and afterward, that he wasn't in on that play. And backup tight end Noah Gray, who was in on that play, was trying to block the dude, Deommodore Lenoir, who ended up creating the fumble, right? And so Kelce's like, yeah, if I ran, you throw me the ball, I would have blocked it, like whatever. Like he's like, like this, they fumbled it after a big play. Like this is like a big deal. After the game, Andy Reid gets asked about this. Travis Kelce gets asked about this, obviously. And firstly, I thought Andy did a wonderful job of just de-escalating it. Andy was like, listen, you caught me off guard. I was not ready. Andy stopped one sentence from being like, if I'm trying to build a base, right? If I low center of gravity or activate the hips, defensive alignment, baby, online, I was ready. Yeah. And Andy wanted to make things very clear. I could absorb that contact if I was ready. All right. That's what Andy really wanted to get across. But he said, listen, like, Travis is an emotional dude, and Travis gets emotional all the time. And we like it. We live for it. Like Albert Breer wrote a story 24 hours before this where he was like, Travis Kelce just gave the greatest pregame speech ever, and multiple Chiefs players were moved to tears. Like Travis is a heart on the sleeve dude. Always has been. Remember, like earlier in the season, Travis and Andy were getting the Raiders. Kelce threw his helmet, and Andy got in his grill, and Andy gave him a little like body check, a little shoulder check, right? Like Travis gets very vocally mad on the sideline. He has. And Andy deals with it in the way that Andy, who's been a head coach for over 2 decades, thinks is best, right? Thinks is the right way to go about it. We also this was the Super Bowl. It was Travis Kelce, who's dating Taylor Swift. He's the most visible player. He's a player that everybody wants to talk about, and there's clicks there. I understand that. We had 18 weeks of NFL regular season. I would say on at least 9 of those 18 weeks, a player got into it with a coach on the sideline. And then they talked about it on Tuesday. And then by Sunday, we had like Mac Jones and Bill O'Brien arguing. Right now, like, did we get as bad of pictures as like Travis Kelce with the big beard looking like a Viking, neck vein popping out, ruddy faced, and Andy Reid's just there, like doesn't notice it's happening? Like, no, like the photo looks scary. But in general, like this happens. NFL players are keyed up, man. They are at a 13 out of 10. They are like, this is war. This is intensity. This is the Super Bowl. Of course, Travis is pissed. They just fumbled the football. So and I don't think he meant to knock Andy as far as he did. I don't think Andy meant to get knocked as far as he did. But I don't think it matters much to either one of them. And that's win or lose. Like obviously, a lose, like it's a little bit more difficult of a conversation. But Travis only had 1 catch in the first half. He had 9 in the second half. I don't think that's because he yelled. I think it's because they wanted to get him going. He's their best player. To me, this is like the sort of thing where it's a story because of the picture. It's a story because of the image, a story because of the moment in the building for them. I think this is a Tuesday. I don't think this registers very much. I think this is how Travis and Andy's relationship is. Andy made that clear. Travis said he owes his entire career to Andy. Travis says that he lets me be me, and he works with me on a lot of stuff, and he helps me get through all my emotions. Like Andy means the world to him. To me, this doesn't register.
And everyone was watching. In my opinion, I generally agree. I mean, you said you had 9 out of 18 weeks. You have a dust up like this. Yeah. All right. A player should not be making contact with a coach, especially when the coach is like not looking there. I think Travis Kelce would say that's over the line. I think most NFL players would say, man, I would never, I would not do that with my coach. So if you want to make that argument, that's fine. It's still like, I'm surprised we're, like we wouldn't generally be talking about this. I think you're right on a Tuesday podcast. I mean, you see it all the time. And the history is so important there. It's like these guys have a history of 12 years. Andy Reid has known Travis Kelce for a long time, and they have had all sorts of things behind the scenes that we never see, that they've had to deal with. And their relationship is obviously very, very strong. I would say Andy Reid, maybe his best attribute is his relationship with players, because he does a great job of walking that line of, I support you, I'm here for you, but I'm not a pushover. Like, you screw up and like, I'm going to hold you accountable for that. Like that, he's been doing that for a long, from his early days as the Philadelphia Eagles head coach, when no one knew who he was. And it's only like, I remember Eagles would let so many guys go in free agency during that era, and they would be so mad at management during that stretch, but you could never get them to say anything bad about Andy Reid. They were just like, no, like he was, the guy they wanted to play for. So yeah, I generally, I agree with you. I think the reason why it's gotten blown up is because, Travis Kelce is like a new level of famous now since he started dating Taylor Swift compared to where he was a year ago or 6 months ago. And so everybody feels like they have to have an opinion. They have to have a take about it. But man, Kelce, the last 2 games here, it's like, I feel like we don't talk about him as a player probably enough because of all this other stuff. But the run he went on here in the AFC Championship against the Ravens and the second half of the Super Bowl. I mean, I love that stat about the speed he got to, Next Gen Stats. What was it? The fastest he's run in 7 years or something?
The literal run he went on. He almost hit 20 miles per hour. You could
tell on his face. Like, I almost thought he wanted to win so bad. Like, he wanted to win a Super Bowl and say, like, I'm good. I'm retiring here. Although he said over and over again that he's going to come back and play. But you could tell how much he wanted it and how well he played. I mean, this was an offense where they were just been funneling targets to Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice here. The last... Rashee Rice, right? Yeah. Why did that feel weird coming out of my mouth? I'm like, did I get his name wrong? Listen, it was a long week. So I agree with you that it's not that big of a deal. And you have these intense moments on the sideline all the time against hyper-competitive people. And as long as that trust is there, and that's been established again for over a decade, that it's really not that big of a deal. All right.